It has been a powerful and emotional day today. Within the last half hour, the procession for Paul Elmstrand, Matthew Ruge, and Adam Finseth dispersed. 1,486 squad cars, fire trucks, and law enforcement vehicles traveled from Grace Church in Eden Prairie along a route that took just over 2 hours. And despite today's very cold temperatures, the community was out in force to honor these men who made the ultimate sacrifice while on duty. Today was filled with memories and heartfelt moments at a memorial held at Grace Church in Eden Prairie. In speech after speech, there was talk of honor, integrity, and kindness. The three men who lost their lives on Sunday, February 18th, all rightly hailed today as heroes.
Their selflessness and commitment to service was front and center during the memorial. Our Kent Erdahl joins us now live from Eden Prairie with how they were remembered. Kent.
Lauren, quite frankly, it's hard to put in perspective how much they were remembered and how many people paid tribute to them today. Just at the church alone, 10,000 people gathered. That's far beyond even what they thought was possible for capacity. So many of those people were people in law enforcement or in the firefighting service, wanting to pay tribute to those heroes. And in the process today, we also learned more about how they laid their lives down on that final day.
A seemingly endless line of first responders streamed in to honor those killed in the line of duty.
Over the past week, we have seen the worst and the best of what the law enforcement calling brings. The absolute worst began on February 18th with the loss of these heroes.
Elmstrand, Ruge, Finseth. We were there for 7 children. Nothing could be more honorable. Rest easy, brothers.
Burnsville Sergeant Adam Medlicott, who was injured in the shooting, also supervised the officers whose caskets he stood in front of Wednesday.
I was fortunate enough to watch both of these officers go full circle. From 2 wide-eyed, excited new cops, one who didn't know it was called a getaway car, and another who didn't know how to talk to someone in crisis, to an officer who knew the job so well he was ready to promote, and another who had just taken over a scene for multiple hours as a crisis negotiator.
Officer Matthew Ruge was negotiating alongside Officer Pete Mueller that day.
And those touched by Matt in his passing must know, as Sergeant Medlicott mentioned, he was extraordinarily heroic that morning. He negotiated for several hours, which bought us time. Furthermore, when the unthinkable happened, Matt brought his partner Paul to safety, although he was hurt himself. And in doing so, Matt made the ultimate sacrifice.
Though not before an attempt by another hero.
Firefighter paramedic Adam Finseth was tried, he was tested, and he was found worthy. Adam died helping his comrades without a second thought.
Thoughts now are extended to family.
Liam, Nora, I need to tell you that your papa is a hero.
A message of love that extends beyond all lines.
We may wear different uniforms, but together we will get through the difficult days ahead.
Now, we knew coming into this service today that it would be unlike anything we've seen in Minnesota because of the fact that there were 2 officers and a firefighter killed at this single incident. And we found out today that it surpassed all planning and anything anyone anticipated. The 10,000 people here today at this church more than doubles the biggest attendance for any funeral that they have seen for a first responder in Minnesota, just to give context to everything that played out here later. Back to you.
Well, Kent, I know you were there at the church. I was watching, like thousands of others, on air and online, and was impressed by every single speaker. They were all so eloquent. I'm just wondering, on a personal level, what it was like to be in that church today.
It was incredible. You walk in the doors here at Grace, and the first thing that you saw were all of the chairs and the screens that were far outside the sanctuary. That sanctuary held 4,300 people. There were 10,000 nearly inside there. And of course, so many people in uniform, the emotion on people's faces, and you could feel it in those voices. You could feel it even in the media room where we were sequestered throughout, just to give everyone there this space so that they could grieve, be there, and then follow this procession later on.
All right. Well, we appreciate your reporting today, Kent. Well done. Thanks so much.